just now. The UP ATS has holed up a suspected terrorist in Thakurganj area of Lucknow. An operation is in progress right now. Let's go across to Varnit to get more details. Varnit, what exactly is happening in the Thakurganj area? The UP ATS has cornered the place. Tell us more details.
Well, exactly. The whole Thakurganj area has been now cordoned off. The special commando team has also been called by the UP police. The ATS is on their toes, and they are what we are learning from our UP police sources. They are saying that continuous firing is happening. Back-to-back firing is happening. There is one suspect terrorist who is hiding in a house in Thakurganj area in Haji Colony. The place is the Haji Colony where he is hiding, and he is continuously firing on the police team and on the patrolling team also. And as per our detail from the UP police, they are saying that they have cordoned off the whole area, and they are also asking the public, the locals, to get into their house, and they shouldn't be coming out because anything can happen.
Right.
He might have some explosive also which he can use.
So he's believed to be heavily armed, this individual, and have the police indicated whether or not he is some sort of terrorist who's connected to an international terror organization? Is he just a gangster who's heavily armed? We all only know he's armed and dangerous right now.
Yeah, correct. He's only armed and he's dangerous. That's what UP police officials are telling us, and they are not telling us more on this because they are also not aware about his outfit, which organization he belongs to. So right now they are also clueless, and they are also not discussing more about this gun battle happening right now at Thakurganj. They are not giving the more information because this is a very crucial and a sensitive case, and they want to be very sure that which organization he belongs to, and after the operation only we'll come to know that the suspect belongs to which organization. Is he a terrorist, or is he a local person?
All right, stay on. I'm guessing the ATS had prior information. That's why they managed to box him in. Vikram Singh joining us, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Singh, we understand there's a heavily armed gunman in the Thakurganj area. The police, the ATS have cornered him. A gunfight is on. I think it's too early to give out motives. All we know right now, this man is armed. He's dangerous. Who he is, who he works for, the police haven't come forth. But what is the course of action now for the police? Do you think they'll go in and try and catch him alive first?
Athar, good afternoon. Yes, you are very right. ATS generally works on advanced information, electronic surveillance, and on the basis of this advanced information and the field work and the homework, the area is cordoned off and the person is engaged. It is always the first to arrest him and get him alive. But if that is not possible because it's already 4:25 and it will be dark in the next few hours, therefore whatever the ATS has to do, they have to do it before darkness falls, and they need to cordon off the area, have effective engagement so that the possibility of his getting him alive is always there. But if that will not be the case, then neutralization is the next option, and that will happen. But on the basis of the firing, on the basis of the weapon being automatic, semi-automatic, use of grenades or otherwise, it can certainly be conjectured or guessed who the person is who has been surrounded by the ATS. And depending upon the type and caliber and the pedigree of the weapons, if it happens to be an automatic, semi-automatic, rest assured of her, it can possibly be one who you and I suspect could be a terrorist. Otherwise, even underworld from Bihar also have automatic weapons in today's times.
And it is, of course, Vikram Singh, expectedly a sensitive time for Uttar Pradesh, given the fact that, the elections are just about to get over tomorrow. Also, the fact that the counting is still left, for the weekend.
So true, Athar, because the counting is there, one round of the election is there, and the most sensitive round of the election, that is Varanasi, where everybody has pitted his or her strength for the voting that is scheduled on the 8th and the counting on the 11th. Therefore, the critical part of the election begins now.
Absolutely. And what would be your initial observation of why this suspected terrorist has been holed up there? Is it because they want to get him out alive, Vikram Singh, or is it because this is the terrorist strategy?
Possibly ATS is a very professional force, and I am sure they should be able to get him alive, Athar.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Vikram Singh, for joining us with your perspective there. Let's quickly get in Varnit Gupta back into the broadcast. Varnit, take us to what really is the latest ground update you're getting.
Well, exactly what we are learning and what our sources are telling me, that a team of ATS with a commando team is there, and they have cordoned off the whole area, the Haji colony. The location is Haji colony, where the suspected terrorist is hiding in a house, and he's continuously firing. That's what we are learning, and the team is also replying with the counter firing. And right now they are tight-lipped. The officials are tight-lipped. They are not talking on this overall issue. But I must tell you, this Thakurganj area, if I talk about this particular area, this is dominated by a Muslim population, and there is a police station also nearby, which is called Thakurganj Police Station. And firstly, when ATS team came there and when they cordoned off the area, the suspect fired a few rounds on the team, and then we have seen the barricadings, and everything is now in place. And what the officials are telling us, that a special commando team is also coming there, and they will be holding the position, and they will be trying to take this terrorist or the suspected terrorist alive.
Right, and of course, as I was asking Vikram Singh just now, Varnit, it is a sensitive time given the fact that elections are currently in Uttar Pradesh, and that's why it becomes extremely sensitive for the ATS to tackle this operation with extreme precision, in a sense, because the elections are around the corner, and that's why they may want to get this terrorist out alive.
Exactly, law and order situation is really important in this electoral atmosphere. And if some unknown person trying to just distort this law and order situation, then it is not acceptable. And we are seeing that what we are learning right now is that IG ATS is also there, and he's holding the command, and he has also called the other officials also, and they are holding their positions, and they're trying to neutralize this suspected terrorist. And still, talking about the elections, and this is a very serious issue right now, and the officials are tight-lipped. They are not talking on this overall issue, but they are telling us that this is a suspected terrorist, and they are trying to neutralize it. IG ATS is there at the spot, and he's holding the command. He's in touch with DGP also, and he's giving an update also to the DGP and to the other officials. We have to check that if MHA is getting the information, or if MHA has been contacted in this case or not. That we have to check. But still, the IG ATS is in touch with the DGP, because we are getting the information from the DGP office also, that we are very much sure that what we have to do, and we can't disclose our points and our things, that what is happening right now at this spot. But this is for sure that we are trying to neutralize this terrorist, and we'll be able to be in a stable position very soon.
Absolutely, and of course, the information, when did it come in? When did this operation really begin, Varnit, about the counter-terrorist operation that the ATS has mounted now?
Well, it's been 45 minutes when we got this information. It has been more than 45 minutes now. This operation is still going on. The team is trying to neutralize this suspected terrorist. A gunshot was heard firstly around 45 minutes back, and then we are learning that there were police teams who are at the spot right now. The local intelligence is also active right now. They are trying to get some information that is there any other terrorist outfit, is there any other terrorist who is in that locality. They are trying to get that also. They are trying to
Varnit, just stay on with us. Mr. Krishnamurthy, former election commissioner of India, is joining us also on NewsX now. Mr. Krishnamurthy, how do you react to this? It is election week. The counting is slated for Saturday. The last phase is tomorrow. And you have a situation where a terrorist is holed up in Lucknow there, sir.
One has to consider the extent of the problem, the sense that if it is only confined to a particular area and if it has been cordoned off and if it is not going to affect the flow of elections, I think we'll go ahead with that. I don't think it will have any impact. But if it has a widespread impact and if it is going to affect the peaceful nature of conduct of elections, the Election Commission will have to make a judgment whether it is worthwhile or not. But my own feeling is if it is only one terrorist holed up in one place and a limited carved area can be isolated, and if there is any polling station in that area, that re-poll can be conducted, poll can be conducted another date, and remaining places can go for the election. But it's a judgment that the Election Commission has to take on the basis of, the local facts and conditions.
Right, and given the fact that, counting is slated for Saturday, of course, tomorrow, polling is not in this area, polling is not in Lucknow. So as you're saying, of course, it will not affect polling as per se tomorrow. But sir, given the fact that counting is on Saturday, could it be a potential security threat? Will every possible, measure have to be taken now to step up security, given the fact that this terrorist may be there as part of a bigger plan?
It doesn't matter. The security may have to be stepped up in the counting areas closer to the area. Otherwise, I don't think one should be really concerned about it, and we should go ahead with the schedule as planned.
Okay, and finally, do you feel this is, so you're saying it should go ahead as planned, but do you feel this is security breach? There should have been much more monitoring.
I do not think with the limited facts I have, I can pronounce a judgment on this, and I am sure these are all facts which one has to gather full details, whether it was a security lapse or not. But be that as it may, as far as the schedule of elections is concerned, so long as there is no widespread violence, I think the schedule will go as we planned, with extra security measures taken by the Election Commission.
Okay, and final question before we let you go, Mr. Krishnamurthy, are you alarmed by this? Is it a bit alarming that there is a terrorist who was on the loose, and now, of course, he has thankfully been holed up by the ATS there in Uttar Pradesh at a time when all the big leaders will converge, in a few days for the results?
Well, I am concerned in the sense that, it's very unfortunate that these things should happen. But then when we have conducted elections in Jammu and Kashmir, we were doing it alongside terrorist operations. So it doesn't really bother me very much. But in UP taking place, one has to be a little more careful. At least the security considerations have to be stepped up, both at the time of elections and probably the counting of this votes.
We leave it there, Mr. T.S. Krishnamurthy. Thank you very much for speaking with NewsX. Mr. Krishnamurthy, former Chief Election Commissioner there, speaking to us. Let's go back to Varnit Gupta, who is still on the phone line with us. Varnit, for those of our viewers, rather, who are not too familiar with Lucknow, where exactly is the Thakurganj area?
This is in the old city. This is nearby the Imambara, where this place exactly is. This is densely populated with the Muslim population, and the whole area is right now covered up by is cordoned off by the ATS personnel, as well as the commandos have also reached there, and the IG ATS is also looking into the matter. He's at the spot right now, and he's trying to neutralize the overall situation. What we are learning right now, and we must understand UP being we know that tomorrow is the 7th phase of voting, and we are seeing such incident happening in the state. This is really shocking, and now the UP police is trying to neutralize this person. They got a tip that such person is active in the Thakurganj area of Lucknow, and then a team of at least 5 to 8 ATS personnel in plain clothes. They visited that area, and then this suspect opened fire at them, and then we have seen the crossfiring happening, and still we are seeing that what we are learning is that the firing is still going on, and the police person trying to neutralize this person.
Right, and of course, as you were saying, Varnit, as you were hearing, the former Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Krishnamurthy, was speaking to us, was saying that, the elections, of course, will go on, but he is concerned, given the fact that it's happening at a time when, we're just a few days away from the results, and all the big leaders of all the big parties will be converging in Lucknow, where this incident is being reported from.
This is a huge concern because the maximum force is busy right now with the VVIPs who are there in Lucknow or in the other part of the state, and so there's a crunch of police personnel also, and now we have to see how the UP police is going to deal with this issue, because what we are learning from our sources in UP police, they are also not denying that there might be some more suspects in that locality or in the other part of the city, because when we used to see such things happening in any place, then there's a possibility that there are few more members to that group who might be active in the other parts of the city or in other cities of the state. So it might be possible, there is a possibility that there are few more suspects who might be active in this area. There might be a connection of sleeper cells. You can't say anything right now because this will be really very early to say, but there are speculations which one can make, and now we have to wait and watch what is the statement coming from the UP police officials or the higher authorities in this case.
All right. Well, that of course remains the big question, isn't it, Varnit? But of course, we are getting these visuals now coming in. And is it a residential complex, Varnit, where this man is currently holed up? What is the kind of area, if you can describe for us, where this terrorist is reportedly holed up by the ATS?
Well, this is a very densely populated area. The old Lucknow, there are very small lanes and very small lanes, and people have to be like there is no bigger roads, or there's no broad road, and this area, by seeing the visuals, I can only tell you that these are the old-fashioned complex or old houses where this person is hiding right now, and he's trying from those areas only, and this is the Haji Masjid Ilaka. And this area is dominated by Muslim. There are many Muslim people who live in this area only, and we have to see that how the police personnel will respond, and how what will be the plan of action now, because being so dense, being densely populated, it is difficult for the police team to work or to initiate their mission, because you have to see that you are firing in a right direction. Are you working in a right direction, or you have to be very sure while firing, because you have to see that is there any civilian in that home or not. You have to be very sure before firing in these densely populated area.
Absolutely. In fact, we're getting some visuals also now, some deferred visuals of the area, I think, where this operation is taking place. We're getting some deferred visuals of the area where this operation is taking place. You can see security forces there of the ATS, presumably who, of course, have cordoned off that area in Thakurganj, which, of course, is in the old part of Lucknow, as Varnit was just telling us. And Varnit, is it a joint operation by the police and the ATS, or has ATS taken sole charge? Is the police also in Lucknow monitoring the situation?
Well, the police is trying basically in these cases, when such cases happen, the police used to see the outer ring. They used to cover the outer circle of the whole operation ring, and the inner ring is looked after by the main team, which is the ATS, and the special commando force, which is right now operating in this area. They are trying to neutralize this person, and continuously we are seeing some the visual which is on a TV screen. This is a very old old Lucknow area, and there are various houses which are attached to each other. So we have to see that if the ATS police have been deployed on the roofs also, because they can the suspected terrorist can climb one of the roofs and he can escape. Because roof is also a very good option here, and they can use that also. That's why we can see the police team is on the roofs also. The snipers are also there, and they are trying to monitor the whole situation, and they are monitoring it, and with the wireless network they are informing it to their ground team also. So now we have to see that how this operation is turning up, and how the overall who all are there involved in this overall terrorist case, and who is involved in this gun battle. That we have to check with the officials only, and what I feel is that after this operation will get over, immediately the ATS will do the press conference and will give us the details also, that who is the suspect, and from where, what are the connections of this suspect, and is there any other suspect also who is there in the area. And we can also see in the visuals how the police personnel are geared up. They are wearing the bulletproof jackets. They are having their automatic weapons with them.
Just stay with us, Varnit, stay with us. Senior editor Saurav Sanyal is joining us now live as well to further describe these visuals. These are deferred pictures, Saurav, but they're giving us an understanding of the scene where this operation is being mounted.
Well, that's right. In fact, what we are getting now, Uday, is that the name of the terrorist we have been able to gather from our sources, and his name is Saifullah. So Saifullah is the identity as far as the terrorist who's holed up presently at the Thakurganj area in Lucknow is concerned. His name is Saifullah. That is the breaking input that we are getting to you at this very moment, that his identity is something that we now know. We are awaiting more details as far as this is concerned. But looking at the timing, really, Uday, as to when this operation is being carried out, how the ATS has actually got a tip-off and has zeroed in on the terrorist, where the terrorist has now been holed up. And, there's a gunfight, we are told, which is now happening right there at that very place in Thakurganj area of Lucknow. Now, the timing is very, very crucial, because tomorrow is the final phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh. And just hours before Uttar Pradesh votes for the final time, just a few days before the verdict comes out on March 11th, comes this news of, this terrorist being holed up in Thakurganj area of Lucknow. So clearly, there is definitely much more to what is appearing to everyone now than what meets the eye right now. We have to read between the lines whether this terrorist was working in isolation, whether there are others also who have been with him, who have been working towards destabilizing the peace, so to say, in Uttar Pradesh at this point in time, and in this very, very crucial phase of electioneering. That is something that we'll have to wait and watch. We are awaiting more inputs there for the moment from the ATS, which is carrying out the combing operation in Thakurganj area. We're also expecting some more inputs from the Uttar Pradesh police, but that is where the case stands as of now. So here we know that Saifullah is the name of the terrorist. Saifullah is a person who, the ATS is now targeting. The ATS is completely cordoned off that entire area in Thakurganj in Uttar Pradesh's Lucknow, the capital city of Lucknow. Polling, remember, the final phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh is tomorrow. So just hours before the final phase of polling comes this news of the terrorists being holed up there in Lucknow.
Absolutely. And in fact, what we're also, of course, seeing are these pictures. Just talk us through some of these pictures. They're deferred visuals, of course, but they give us an understanding of the scene, the house where this operation is being mounted. Just talk us through some of these pictures.
Well, that's right. As you can see, Uday, that this is quite a, it's a densely populated area, so to say. And what we are being made to believe now is that the terrorist is holed up in one of the houses. The entire area for now has been, people living in that area have been asked to move out or have been asked to stay indoors. The heavy police deployment, as the visuals are telling us, heavy police deployment in that entire pocket, and the area, for all practical purposes, has been, completely cordoned off. So that is as far as the ATS goes. We know that the top brass of the ATS of Uttar Pradesh Police, of Lucknow City Police, they're all there at that very spot. We are awaiting more visuals even as we talk. But this suspected terrorist is clearly hiding over there. The visuals are telling us the story, Uday, where the ATS, the entire top brass of the Uttar Pradesh Police, the top brass of Lucknow Police, City Police, they're all there. So the ATS is carrying out a combing, an intensive combing operation there at Thakurganj area. It's a very thickly populated area. There are multiple houses. The area for now has been cordoned off as a precautionary measure. But at the same time, what we're getting to hear is that teams have been dispatched to other parts of Lucknow city as well, because the Uttar Pradesh police surely does not want to take any chance as far as the presence of terrorists in this area is concerned. Because the memory of the Kanpur trail tragedy is still very fresh in everyone's minds, where we know for sure that there was a definite ISI imprint in that. And that is something that Prime Minister Modi had also referred to, that how that was a conspiracy that was hatched across the border in Pakistan. So who are these terrorists? We don't know whether they have a cross-border link. That is something that the ATS is trying to figure out. But for now, the priority is to catch hold of this terrorist to ensure that he is with the Indian security forces, who have completely cordoned off the area now. So that is the big focal point, but we are awaiting more details even as we speak. And just to refresh our, the details for our viewers, his name is Saifullah, is what we are being told by our sources. We are still waiting for more details as to how he managed to sneak into this particular area, what were his plans. Those are some things that the police is closely looking into. But definitely, this is the biggest story of the day so far, because this news break comes just hours before the final phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh.
Absolutely. It just comes hours before the final phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh. And of course, just a few days before the results are announced as well. And a new government is formed in Uttar Pradesh. And remember, the swearing in is going to happen none other than in Lucknow, the same city where this operation is currently taking place, as we're seeing on our screens. Varnit Gupta is still with us as well. Varnit, what is the latest ground situation that you're picking up from your sources?
Well, now the police team is saying that there are 3 to 4 more suspects. Police team has seen minimum of 3 to 4 suspects in the same house, and they are hiding in this house, and the continuous firing is happening. They're asking them. The police team is asking them to surrender, but still we are not seeing any person coming out from the house, and still police team is making the announcement that whosoever is inside should come out, and we'll arrest him and we'll not shoot him. But still the person is there inside only, and now no communication is happening from inside. So clearly the operation is still on, and this is a very big news right now coming from the state of Uttar Pradesh, and now we have to see that how the operation is going on right now, because what we are learning now, before there was IG ATS who was there who has joined the operation, and now we are learning that ADG Law and Order is also going there, and he'll be also monitoring the situation from the spot.
Right. Well, this, of course, is the latest information coming in, as Varnit was just telling us. The IG, of course, of the ATS is monitoring the situation. And remember, of course, this operation continues. These are not live pictures. Once again, reiterating that what that scroll is telling you, these are not live pictures. These are deferred visuals, because remember, there is a counter-terror operation on as we speak. And if I can quickly draw in sort of Sanyal back into the conversation, sort of this becomes more alarming, doesn't it? I mean, if there are more terrorists holed up there, it could be part of a wider conspiracy, a bigger plan.
That's right. In fact, that is what we were referring to when we were just talking a few minutes back, because the Kanpur, the haunting images of Kanpur rail tragedy, it's very much alive and fresh in our minds, and we know that how there was a definite Pakistan imprint in that, because as Prime Minister Modi had also reiterated time and again that was a conspiracy which was hatched in Pakistan. And now first we were getting input that there is possibility of one terrorist who was identified as Saifuddin, who was holed up in this Thakurganj area of Lucknow city. But now, as our colleague Varnit is telling us, that possibly there are more terrorists, and there could be more suspects who are involved in this entire matrix. So what is this terror module that was operating? How was it busted? Who gave the tip-off? Those are things that we'll get to know in the course of the investigation. But just quickly taking you through what we are getting live updates, which suggests that the meeting is on presently between the UP Principal Secretary and the Director General of Police of Uttar Pradesh regarding this particular encounter which is on. And the Inspector General of ATS is personally leading the operation at Thakurganj. And the firing, which was reported earlier, the firing has now stopped, but then tear gas ATS team is using tear gas shells to flush out the terrorists, and a constant miking is being done where the cops are urging anyone who might be staying inside, who might be staying indoors, might have bolted himself indoors to come out, and he's been given an assurance that he would not be fired upon, but that he would be arrested. But so far, that has elicited no response. As far as Uday, if I could just quickly draw your attention to what this Thakurganj area really looks like. It is a very, very densely populated area in the heart of Lucknow city. And for our viewers who are not quite familiar with Lucknow, it is very close to Harinagar on one hand, Balagan on the other, and you have the Barabag colony on the other side, the Daulatganj, Muftiganj, Husainabad, and Mushahabganj. So all these areas clearly, this is something.
Just stay with us. Yeah, just stay with us,
Saurabh.
Just stay with us. We're being joined also now by Syed Waqar, leader of the MIM, on the phone line. Syed Waqar, how do you react to the situation, this alarming development taking place?
देखिए, मुझे मालूम नहीं था, मैं कहीं बाहर हूँ, लेकिन जैसे ही मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि इस तरह की वारदात और इस तरह का हादसा लखनऊ में हुआ है, मैं बहुत अफसोस के साथ कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश में जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन है, उसके ऊपर मैं समझता हूँ सरकार गंभीर नहीं है। अगर हमारी इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज अगर ठीक से काम कर रही होती, तो इस तरह के जो हालात पैदा होते हैं, इनको रोका जा सकता है।
जी, और ये काफी गंभीर मामला है, क्योंकि शायद वकार ये इलेक्शन के दौरान हो रहा है। ये अभी भी चुनाव का जो आखिरी चरण है वह कल है। कुछ ही घंटों में जो है मतदाता जो हैं वो बाहर निकलेंगे वोट कास्ट करने के लिए, और कुछ ही दिन में सभी तमाम पार्टियों के बड़े नेता इसी शहर में आएंगे जहां आज ये ऑपरेशन चल रहा है आतंकवादियों को लेकर।
मैंने आपसे क्या कहा कि ये हमारे पूरे मुल्क की समस्या है। सारे मुल्क में आप देखिए, कोई ऐसा स्टेट बचा नहीं है जहां के ऊपर ये टेररिज्म की प्रॉब्लम खड़ी ना हो रही हो। कहीं किसी तरह के लोग हैं, कहीं किसी तरह के लोग हैं, कहीं कोई बंदूक उठाए हुए है, कहीं कोई बंदूक उठाकर अपनी बात कर रहा है। ये प्रॉब्लम हमारे मुल्क के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा खतरा है, हमारी यूनिटी के लिए खतरा है, हमारी सरहदों के लिए खतरा है। और मैं केंद्र सरकार से लेकर और स्टेट सरकार तक ये मांग करना चाहता हूँ कि इस तरह की जो हालात है, इन पर काबू करने के लिए एक नई तरह की टीम बनाई जाए, और जो लोग भी अपने मकसद में कामयाब हो रहे हैं और नौजवान लड़कों को भड़काने के बाद वो मुल्क के खिलाफ खड़ा कर रहे हैं, ऐसी तंजीमों के ऊपर फौरन कार्रवाई करना चाहिए। और इस तरह के लोगों को आजाद हवा में सांस लेने का कोई हक नहीं है। और मैं सख्त मुखालफत करता हूँ इस तरह के लोगों की और ऐसी सरकार की जो सरकार अपने मुल्क की और अपने सरहदों की और अपने स्टेट्स की हिफाजत ना कर पाए, ऐसी सरकार को किसी भी तरह से हुकूमत में बने रहने का कोई हक नहीं है।
Okay, thank you Syed Waqar for joining us there, conveying the MIM's position on this story, MIM's first reaction to this story. Let's go back to Varnit Gupta, who's also still with us on the phone line. Varnit, well, as expected, politics breaking out immediately. You have the first political reaction there coming in, blaming the state government for this alarming situation, this alarming security scare.
Well, exactly. This is, we can say this is paralysis right now. The whole law and order situation is paralyzed now in the state of Uttar Pradesh. We are seeing such things happening, and the way the operation is going right now, this is a very serious issue. And now how the police team is working in this case, how the police team is overall trying to neutralize this issue. This is a serious concern, and because elections are happening in the state, and this is a time when every politician is there in the city or in the state, and now we are seeing such things happening. This is a very time when the state has to be on their toes, and they have to be very serious with the law and order situation. But still, we are seeing such things are happening in the state. This is really depressing, and the people who are there, they are also they will also not feel secure. And what type of law and order situation is there in the state of Uttar Pradesh right now? We are seeing that the terrorist attacks happening. On the other side, we are seeing there are a lot of other things happening. We have seen in Chowk only one.
And Varnit, of course, as you were telling us, this is a densely populated area. It is an area where, of course, there is, a considerable amount of people living, and that's why, of course, this becomes sensitive, the way the ATS is conducting this operation. Okay, I think I think we've lost that connection with Vandit, but we'll take that question to sort of Sanyal. Sort of, you were giving us you know, a bit of an understanding of the area where this operation is taking place right now.
That's right. It's a very, very densely populated area, really, Uday. And as I was telling you, it's surrounded by multiple thickly populated, you know, residential hamlets. So Thakurganj is located right in the heart of this entire, you know, matrix, if you look at it that way. But the breaking input that we're getting right now is that what our sources in Uttar Pradesh police are telling us, that there could be not one but 3 terrorists who might be actually holed up over there in Thakurganj area. So an intensive combing and search and combing operation is presently on. The ATS top brass is there at the spot. There has been series of meetings between the top bureaucrats in the Uttar Pradesh administration with the DGP of Uttar Pradesh police. So the Lucknow city police is also there. The constant miking is on in the area Uday, where people are being asked to move out of the area. The area virtually has been cordoned off because an intensive operation is there. Huge posse of policemen there. Policemen who are not there just there on the streets, but they're there in the houses which are adjoining this particular house where this terrorist is believed to have been holed up. We are also getting reports of there is continuous firing, reports of continuous firing from the side of the, the terrorists at the security forces. Now, this is happening in Thakurganj even as we speak. And the Uttar Pradesh ATS got special inputs about the suspected terrorists in Lucknow, which is why a team was rushed to nab the terrorists.
A local suspected militant, also suspected to be an ISI operative by the name of Saifullah. This is according to sources coming in right now. A standoff in Lucknow's Thakurganj area. More